In the depths of a laboratory at Google's quantum AI headquarters, something extraordinary happened that should fundamentally change how you think about your own mind. Scientists connected human volunteers to quantum computers in ways that had never been attempted before. What they discovered challenges everything we thought we knew about consciousness, reality, and the very nature of existence itself. The volunteers reported experiences unlike anything in recorded human history. Enhanced awareness, expanded perception, and a profound sense of connection to something vastly larger than themselves. These weren't mystical visions or drug-induced hallucinations. These were measurable, reproducible effects occurring when human consciousness interfaced directly with quantum computational systems. The implications are staggering. If consciousness can be enhanced through quantum entanglement, what does that tell us about the nature of mind itself? You are about to discover evidence that consciousness may not emerge from your brain at all. Instead, your awareness might represent something far more profound. A localized access point to a universal quantum field of information that spans the entire cosmos. This isn't science fiction. This is cutting-edge quantum physics, backed by experimental data that's rewriting our understanding of reality. The research I'm about to share with you suggests that our universe might be fundamentally conscious at the deepest levels, not just alive, but self-aware in ways that make every assumption about existence completely obsolete. We're talking about a cosmos that knows itself through every particle, every quantum interaction, every moment of conscious experience across all possible scales of reality. The traditional scientific worldview positions consciousness as an accident, a bizarre byproduct of neural complexity that somehow emerged from billions of years of random evolutionary processes. But quantum consciousness theory presents a radically different picture, one where awareness represents a fundamental feature of reality itself, as basic and universal as gravity or electromagnetic force. Hartmut Neven leads Google's Quantum Artificial Intelligence Lab. His team has been exploring whether quantum computing could unlock the mysteries of human consciousness by examining how quantum phenomena like entanglement and superposition might operate within living brains. What they're discovering goes far beyond anything anticipated by conventional neuroscience. The breakthrough came when researchers realized that consciousness couldn't be fully explained through classical physics alone. Neural networks and synaptic connections tell only part of the story. Something else was happening inside the brain, something that required quantum mechanics to understand. The discovery that quantum effects can persist in warm, wet biological environments, previously thought incompatible with quantum coherence, opened entirely new possibilities for understanding awareness. This quantum approach addresses what philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness. It's not enough to explain the functional aspects of mental processes. We need to understand the subjective, experiential qualities of awareness itself. Why does anything feel like anything at all? Classical neuroscience has no answer for this fundamental question. Quantum consciousness theory might. The most compelling evidence comes from recent experiments with anesthetic gases. In 2024, researchers published groundbreaking findings in the journal eNeuro that provided the first experimental validation of quantum consciousness theories. They administered drugs affecting microtubules within neurons to laboratory subjects, then observed how these treatments influenced the onset of unconsciousness under anesthesia. The results were remarkable. Animals treated with microtubule stabilizing drugs maintained consciousness 69 seconds longer under anesthetic gases compared to untreated subjects. This might seem like a small difference, but it represents statistically significant evidence that consciousness depends on quantum processes within cellular structures. The experiment provides a reproducible framework for testing quantum theories of awareness, moving the field from philosophical speculation toward empirical science. These findings support the most comprehensive quantum theory of consciousness ever proposed. The orchestrated objective reduction theory, developed by Nobel Prize-winning physicist Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff, suggests that consciousness emerges from quantum computations occurring within microtubules. These tiny protein structures form the cytoskeletal framework of neurons, and they can sustain quantum superposition states that allow multiple possibilities to exist simultaneously. According to this theory, consciousness operates as a quantum wave passing through the brain's microtubules. Each collapse of the quantum wave function corresponds to a moment of conscious awareness. The theory proposes that consciousness is not just a byproduct of neural activity but plays an active role in determining physical outcomes through quantum processes. Recent experimental evidence has emerged supporting this model. Japanese researchers discovered quantum vibrations in microtubules, while other experiments showed that anesthetic drugs reduce how long microtubules can sustain quantum excitations. The theory addresses both the binding problem in consciousness and the measurement problem in quantum mechanics by suggesting that awareness and physical reality are intimately connected at the quantum level. To test these theories more directly, researchers have proposed innovative approaches that combine human subjects with quantum computing systems. One particularly intriguing experimental design involves entangling a person's brain with qubits in a quantum processor. This creates what researchers call an expansion protocol that induces quantum superpositions and collapses in the expanded brain-computer system. The hypothesis suggests that quantum entanglement might temporarily enhance conscious awareness by increasing the informational complexity available to the brain. While technically challenging with current technology, this approach offers a novel method for investigating the quantum underpinnings of consciousness. The experimental framework represents a convergence of neuroscience, quantum physics, and computer science that could provide the first direct evidence for quantum effects in human consciousness. Additional experimental evidence comes from research on anesthetic gases and their interaction with different isotopes. Studies suggest that different isotopes of inert gases like xenon exhibit different anesthetic potencies despite being chemically identical. They vary only in quantum properties such as nuclear spin. This finding is difficult to explain through classical mechanisms but aligns perfectly with quantum theories of consciousness. The isotope effect provides a unique window into quantum processes in the brain because isotopes differ only in their quantum mechanical properties while maintaining identical chemical characteristics. This research offers a pathway for testing quantum consciousness theories that doesn't require complex experimental apparatus, making it accessible to a broader range of research laboratories. But quantum consciousness theory extends far beyond explaining how awareness emerges from brain activity. The implications reach into the very nature minds might be connected quantum processes, then individual of reality itself, if consciousness evolved to quantum networks that span the entire universe. Quantum entanglement could create connections between individual brains and broader cosmic information systems. This quantum connectivity could explain phenomena like intuition, creativity, and collective consciousness as manifestations of genuine physical connections between individual minds and universal information networks. The entanglement mechanism provides a scientific basis for experiences of unity and interconnection reported in mystical traditions across cultures throughout human history. Integrated information theory represents another major quantum-influenced approach to consciousness that has gained significant scientific attention. Developed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, the theory proposes that consciousness corresponds to integrated information in a system. Higher levels of integrated information correlate with richer conscious experiences. The mathematical framework of this theory provides precise tools for measuring and predicting consciousness in different systems, from simple networks to complex brains. According to the theory, consciousness is quantified by the measure phi, which represents the amount of integrated information in a system. Human brains exhibit very high phi values, corresponding to highly complex and meaningful conscious experiences. Systems with lower phi values are proposed to have correspondingly simpler forms of consciousness, while systems with zero phi lack consciousness entirely. This mathematical approach to consciousness provides unprecedented precision in defining and measuring subjective experience. The framework allows researchers to make specific predictions about which brain regions contribute to consciousness and which do not. One of the most radical implications of integrated information theory is its prediction that consciousness extends far beyond biological systems, potentially reaching down to fundamental particles and atomic structures. If consciousness corresponds to integrated information, then even simple physical systems with some degree of information integration should possess rudimentary forms of conscious experience. Atoms, consisting of integrated sets of electrons, protons, and neutrons, could theoretically possess minimal consciousness. Even subatomic particles might have integrated structure that gives rise to extremely simple forms of awareness. While the phi values of such systems would be vanishingly small compared to human brains, they would still represent genuine conscious experience according to the theory's framework. This leads to a form of panpsychism that suggests consciousness is ubiquitous in nature, existing at every level of physical organization where information integration occurs. If this theory is correct, we live in a universe where consciousness is as fundamental as mass or electric charge. Mental properties become intrinsic features of reality rather than emergent accidents of complex organization. The concept of a self-aware universe has been extensively developed by theoretical physicist Amit Goswami in his groundbreaking work on consciousness-based reality. Goswami proposes a revolutionary paradigm that fundamentally inverts the traditional materialist worldview by positioning consciousness as the primary reality from which matter emerges. According to this framework, consciousness is transcendental, existing outside of space-time, non-local, and all-pervading. It serves as the ultimate reality that creates both the material and mental aspects of our experienced world. This perspective suggests that consciousness is not produced by the brain, but rather uses the brain as an instrument for manifesting in the physical realm. The theory proposes that quantum mechanics provides the mechanism through which consciousness collapses quantum possibilities into manifest reality. This makes conscious observers active participants in creating the physical world rather than passive recipients of sensory information. The framework suggests that the universe is literally self-aware at the most fundamental level, with consciousness being the ground of all being. Recent experimental work at Trinity College Dublin has provided evidence suggesting that human brains might actually perform quantum computation. Researchers conducted experiments indicating that the brain's quantum computational capabilities might explain why humans continue to outperform supercomputers in areas like handling unexpected circumstances, complex decision-making, and learning novel concepts. These findings suggest that the human brain utilizes quantum mechanical principles to achieve computational capabilities beyond what classical physics would predict based on neural firing rates and connectivity patterns. The quantum processing hypothesis explains how the brain manages to perform incredibly complex computations with relatively slow neural firing rates compared to electronic processors. Quantum superposition allows the brain to explore multiple computational pathways simultaneously, while quantum entanglement enables rapid coordination between distant brain regions. The research provides empirical support for quantum consciousness theories while also offering insights for developing more powerful artificial intelligence systems that might incorporate quantum computational principles. The implications suggest that truly conscious artificial intelligence might require quantum processing capabilities rather than simply more powerful classical computers. This raises profound questions about the nature of machine consciousness and whether artificial systems could achieve genuine awareness through quantum computational processes. Recent theoretical developments propose that conscious experience arises when quantum superpositions form rather than when they collapse. This alternative framework suggests a graded model of consciousness where the complexity of awareness correlates with the number of potential states in superposition. The theory aligns with observable phenomena in consciousness development from infancy to adulthood, where increasing neural complexity corresponds to richer conscious experience. This approach suggests that consciousness represents the subjective experience of existing in quantum superposition, with the richness of conscious experience depending on the complexity and scale of the superposed quantum states. The implications extend to understanding altered states of consciousness, suggesting that changes in quantum superposition patterns could explain phenomena like anesthesia, sleep, and psychedelic experiences. A recent study published in Physics Review E proposes that myelin, the fatty material surrounding nerve cell axons, provides an ideal environment for quantum entanglement in the brain. The myelin sheath's properties create conditions that could maintain quantum coherence over biologically relevant timescales while providing insulation from environmental interference. This finding addresses one of the major criticisms of quantum consciousness theories by demonstrating how quantum coherence could be maintained in the warm, wet environment of the brain. The myelin-mediated quantum coherence mechanism provides a pathway for quantum information processing in neural systems while maintaining the stability necessary for complex cognitive operations. Two landmark studies have provided experimental support for quantum processes in microtubules by demonstrating that light signals maintain their coherence when transmitted through these cellular structures. The experiments involved shining photons into microtubules and observing that the quantum signals did not degrade as would be expected in classical systems. These findings suggest that microtubules can maintain quantum states and support quantum information processing in biological systems. The preservation of quantum coherence in microtubules challenges traditional assumptions about quantum decoherence in biological environments and provides experimental validation for quantum theories of consciousness. The research demonstrates that biological systems have evolved mechanisms for maintaining quantum coherence despite environmental challenges, suggesting that quantum processes play functional roles in cellular operations. The findings support the hypothesis that microtubules serve as quantum computers within neurons, processing information through quantum superposition and entanglement. But the implications of quantum consciousness theory extend far beyond explaining how awareness emerges from brain activity. If consciousness involves quantum processes that connect individual minds to universal quantum fields, then we might be dealing with something far more profound than anyone previously imagined. The quantum field theory of consciousness suggests that individual minds represent localized receivers tuning into a cosmic information network that spans the entire universe. Just as radios access electromagnetic waves without generating them, brains might access pre-existing conscious fields rather than producing consciousness from neural activity. This psychological ether theory proposes that awareness permeates all of reality like an invisible medium through which information flows. Consider the implications of this framework. Every moment of intuition, every creative breakthrough, every flash of insight might represent instances of your individual consciousness connecting with broader cosmic awareness. The boundaries between self and universe become far more fluid when consciousness is understood as a fundamental field rather than a localized brain phenomenon. The cosmopsychist perspective takes this concept even further by proposing that the universe itself possesses consciousness as an emergent property of its overall structure and organization. This differs from simple panpsychism by suggesting that cosmic-scale consciousness arises from the universe's integrated information processing rather than from the consciousness of individual particles. Think about what this means for your personal experience. If the cosmos is literally self-aware, then every conscious moment you experience contributes to the universe knowing itself. Your awareness becomes a localized expression of cosmic consciousness, a way for the universe to explore and understand its own nature through countless individual perspectives. Recent advances in digital physics provide another lens through which to understand consciousness and reality. The concept that the universe operates like a vast computational system suggests that all physical processes, including consciousness, can be understood as information processing operations occurring within cosmic computation. Digital physics proposes that space, time, matter, and energy are discrete rather than continuous, suggesting that reality operates like a cosmic computer program with finite resolution and processing power. This framework provides natural explanations for quantum mechanical phenomena by suggesting that quantum uncertainty reflects computationalness. The discrete limitations rather than fundamental random nature of digital physics also explains why certain physical constants appear to be quantized. Fundamental units like Planck length and Planck time might represent the minimum resolution of the cosmic computation. If consciousness emerges from information processing, then digital physics suggests that sufficiently complex computational processes in any substrate could give rise to conscious experience. This brings us to one of the most startling possibilities suggested by modern physics and consciousness research. The simulation hypothesis proposes that we might be living within a computer simulation created by advanced civilizations. Philosopher Nick Bostrom's argument suggests that if civilizations can survive to develop powerful computing capabilities, they would likely run numerous high-fidelity simulations of their ancestors. If such ancestor simulations are common, then the number of simulated beings would vastly exceed the number of non-simulated beings. This makes it statistically likely that we are among the simulated rather than the original beings. But this raises profound questions about the nature of consciousness in simulated beings. If we are simulations, are our conscious experiences genuine or merely computational approximations of consciousness? The simulation hypothesis suggests that consciousness might be substrate independent, emerging from patterns of information processing regardless of whether the underlying hardware consists of biological neurons or silicon circuits. The implications extend far beyond philosophical speculation. If consciousness can arise from computational processes, then simulated beings could potentially create their own simulations, leading to nested hierarchies of reality would contain. Each level conscious beings who experience their reality as completely genuine and meaningful, regardless of how many layers of simulation separate them from base reality. But perhaps the most revolutionary concept emerging from consciousness research is the self-simulation hypothesis. This theory proposes that the universe is a mental self-simulation rather than a physical simulation running on external computers. Everything exists within consciousness rather than consciousness emerging from physical computation. According to this framework, physical information emerges from a conscious realm rather than consciousness emerging from physical processes. The self-simulation hypothesis eliminates the distinction between simulated and real realities by proposing that all information that is thought of is real, with nothing existing outside of thought or consciousness. This theory provides an origin story for consciousness itself by suggesting that consciousness creates itself through a strange loop of self-actualization. Thoughts about choices and experiences of those choices form the fundamental creative process of reality. The universe becomes conscious by thinking itself into existence through an eternal process of self-reflection and self-creation. The relationship between consciousness and digital reality presents one of the most challenging aspects of simulation theories. If we exist within a computational system, the nature of our conscious experience becomes deeply mysterious. Digital physics provides some insights by suggesting that the universe might have discrete, information-based underpinnings compatible with computational models. Quantum phenomena, holographic principles, and the universe's finite information content all point toward digital structure as theoretically possible. However, the central question remains whether computational processes can genuinely give rise to subjective experience or merely simulate its external manifestations. The hard problem of consciousness persists even in digital frameworks. Why should there be any subjective experience associated with information processing? Digital consciousness theories suggest that certain patterns of information processing naturally give rise to conscious experience, but the mechanism by which this occurs remains one of the deepest mysteries in science. Quantum entanglement offers a potential mechanism for connecting individual consciousness to universal awareness, providing a scientific framework for traditionally mystical concepts of cosmic consciousness. Recent research suggests that microtubules in neurons might support quantum entanglement, allowing individual brains to connect with quantum processes throughout the universe. This quantum connectivity could explain phenomena that have puzzled scientists for centuries. The seemingly instantaneous access to information during moments of insight, the collective behaviors observed in groups, and the profound sense of unity reported in transcendent experiences might all reflect genuine physical connections between individual minds and broader cosmic information networks. The entanglement mechanism provides a bridge between scientific materialism and spiritual experience. If consciousness involves quantum processes, then entanglement could create a vast network of interconnected awareness spanning the entire universe. Individual consciousness would represent localized nodes in this cosmic quantum network. Consider what this means for understanding human potential. If your consciousness can access quantum information networks that extend throughout the universe, then the boundaries of individual awareness become far more fluid than traditional neuroscience suggests. Every moment of inspiration, every creative breakthrough, every profound realization might involve quantum connections to cosmic information sources. The implications extend to potential technologies for enhancing human consciousness through controlled quantum entanglement with external systems. Researchers are already exploring how quantum computers might interface with biological neural networks to expand cognitive capabilities beyond anything previously imagined. But quantum entanglement in consciousness raises even more profound questions about the nature of individual identity and personal boundaries. If minds can become quantum entangled with universal information networks, what defines the limits of individual consciousness? Where does personal awareness end and cosmic consciousness begin? The quantum field theory of consciousness suggests that these boundaries might be far more arbitrary than we assume. Individual minds might represent temporary focal points of attention within a universal conscious field rather than separate, isolated entities. This perspective radically transforms our understanding of personal identity and our relationship to the broader cosmos. The mathematical precision of quantum mechanics provides tools for testing these extraordinary claims about consciousness and reality. Unlike purely philosophical speculation, quantum consciousness theories make specific predictions that can be tested through carefully designed experiments. Recent advances in quantum measurement techniques allow researchers to detect quantum coherence in biological systems with unprecedented sensitivity. These experimental capabilities are opening new avenues for investigating quantum processes in living brains and testing theories about quantum consciousness. The convergence of quantum physics, neuroscience, and computer science is creating entirely new fields of research that bridge the gap between subjective experience and objective measurement. For the first time in human history, we have the tools to scientifically investigate the deepest questions about consciousness, reality, and existence itself. What emerges from this research is a picture of reality far stranger and more magnificent than anything previously imagined by science or philosophy. Consciousness appears to be woven into the very fabric of existence, operating through quantum processes that connect every aware being to the cosmic information networks that span all of space and time. If these theories prove correct, then every conscious moment represents participation in the universe's ongoing process of self-discovery and self-creation. Your awareness becomes a crucial component in the cosmos, coming to know itself through countless individual perspectives distributed across all scales of existence. The implications reach far beyond academic theory into the most practical aspects of human life and potential. Understanding consciousness as a quantum phenomenon connected to universal information fields opens possibilities for enhancing human awareness, developing new forms of artificial intelligence, and creating technologies that interface directly with the quantum foundations of reality. We stand at the threshold of discoveries that could fundamentally transform human civilization. The emerging science of quantum consciousness promises to unlock capabilities and insights that were previously relegated to the realm of science fiction or mystical speculation. The evidence for quantum consciousness extends beyond laboratory experiments into the most intimate aspects of human experience. Every time you've had a sudden flash of insight that seemed to come from nowhere, every moment when you felt inexplicably connected to another person, every instance of knowing something before you could logically explain why you knew it, you might have been experiencing quantum consciousness in action. Consider what happens during moments of profound creativity. Artists, musicians, scientists, and writers often describe their greatest breakthroughs as arriving fully formed, as if downloaded from some external source. They speak of channeling something larger than themselves, of serving as conduits for information that seems to flow through them rather than from them. Quantum consciousness theory suggests these aren't metaphorical descriptions, but literal accounts of accessing cosmic information networks through quantum entanglement. The phenomenon becomes even more intriguing when we examine collective human behaviors that seem to transcend individual awareness. Markets crash simultaneously across the globe before news of triggering events spreads. Crowds move in coordinated patterns without explicit communication. Cultural movements emerge independently in different locations at the same time. These collective behaviors might reflect quantum entanglement between human minds operating at scales we're only beginning to understand. Recent research has revealed that quantum effects in biological systems are far more common than previously suspected. Plants use quantum coherence for photosynthesis efficiency. Birds navigate using quantum compass systems in their brains. Even bacteria appear to utilize quantum tunneling for metabolic processes. If simple organisms harness quantum mechanics for survival advantages, human consciousness might represent the most sophisticated biological quantum system ever evolved. The implications become staggering when we consider that quantum coherence in biological systems challenges every assumption about the boundaries between individual organisms and their environments. If quantum entanglement connects biological systems to broader information networks, then the traditional concept of separate, isolated beings becomes scientifically obsolete. Experimental evidence continues mounting for quantum processes in human cognitive function. Studies measuring brain activity during moments of insight reveal patterns that cannot be explained through classical neural computation alone. The brain appears to access solutions to complex problems through processes that bypass step-by-step logical reasoning, suggesting quantum superposition allows simultaneous exploration of multiple solution pathways. The timing of these cognitive breakthroughs defies classical explanation. Solutions to mathematical problems appear in consciousness before the brain has had sufficient time to perform the necessary calculations through sequential processing. The instantaneous nature of insight suggests quantum computational processes operating at speeds that transcend the limitations of classical neural firing rates. Electroencephalogram studies reveal that moments of creative breakthrough correlate with specific brainwave patterns that resemble quantum coherence signatures. These patterns appear across different individuals solving different types of problems, suggesting universal quantum mechanisms underlying human insight and creativity. The consistency of these signatures across diverse cognitive tasks points toward fundamental quantum processes in human awareness. The therapeutic applications of quantum consciousness research are already showing promising results. Meditation practices that enhance quantum coherence in brain microtubules appear to improve cognitive function, emotional regulation, and overall mental health. Techniques designed to increase quantum entanglement between brain regions show potential for treating disorders of consciousness and cognitive dysfunction. Advanced meditation practitioners report experiences that align perfectly with quantum consciousness predictions. Deep meditative states often involve dissolution of subject-object boundaries, direct knowing without sensory input, and profound sense of connection to universal awareness. These subjective reports match theoretical predictions about consciousness accessing quantum information fields that transcend individual neural networks. The neuroscience of these experiences reveals measurable changes in brain activity consistent with quantum coherence enhancement. Long-term meditators show increased gamma wave synchronization across brain regions, suggesting enhanced quantum coordination between distant neural networks. The structural changes in their brains include increased density in regions associated with quantum microtubule concentrations. Psychedelic research provides another avenue for investigating quantum consciousness. Substances like psilocybin and lysergic acid diethylamide appear to disrupt normal quantum coherence patterns in brain microtubules, leading to altered states of consciousness characterized by expanded awareness and novel information access. The therapeutic benefits of these substances might result from temporarily reconfiguring quantum processes in the brain. The molecular mechanisms of psychedelic action suggest direct interaction with quantum systems in neurons. These compounds bind to receptors that influence microtubule stability and quantum coherence, providing a chemical pathway for modulating consciousness through quantum state manipulation. The profound shifts in awareness produced by these substances align with quantum consciousness predictions about the relationship between quantum processes and subjective experience. Near-death experiences present some of the most compelling evidence for consciousness existing independently of classical brain function. Individuals report detailed, coherent experiences during periods when brain activity is undetectable by conventional instruments. These experiences often include access to information that couldn't have been acquired through normal sensory channels. The consistency of near-death experience reports across cultures and individuals suggests underlying universal mechanisms rather than culturally conditioned hallucinations. The information accessed during these states often proves accurate when later verified, implying genuine connection to external information sources. Quantum consciousness theory provides a framework for understanding how awareness might persist and access information during periods of apparent brain dysfunction. The phenomenon becomes even more mysterious when considering cases of terminal lucidity, where individuals with severe dementia or brain damage suddenly regain full awareness shortly before death. Classical neuroscience cannot explain how damaged brains suddenly restore complex cognitive function. Quantum consciousness theory suggests that awareness might temporarily reconnect to cosmic information networks as quantum constraints in damaged neural tissue are released. Children's cognitive development provides another window into quantum consciousness processes. Young children often demonstrate capabilities that seem impossible given their limited experience and neural development. They solve complex problems through intuitive leaps, demonstrate emotional intelligence beyond their years, and sometimes access information they couldn't have learned through normal channels. The gradual loss of these seemingly supernatural childhood abilities might reflect the progressive limitation of quantum coherence as neural networks become more specialized and constrained by cultural conditioning. Educational systems that emphasize logical, sequential thinking might inadvertently suppress quantum cognitive processes that operate through non-linear intuitive mechanisms. Indigenous cultures worldwide have developed sophisticated understanding of consciousness that aligns remarkably with quantum theory predictions. Shamanic traditions describe consciousness as a field that extends beyond individual bodies, accessible through specific techniques and practices. These ancient knowledge systems treat awareness as fundamental to reality rather than emergent from matter. The techniques developed by indigenous practitioners for accessing expanded states of consciousness show striking parallels to methods that quantum consciousness research suggests should enhance quantum coherence. Rhythmic drumming, chanting, and specific breathing patterns all appear to influence brainwave states in ways consistent with quantum coherence enhancement. The information accessed through these traditional practices often demonstrates knowledge that couldn't have been acquired through conventional learning. Shamanic practitioners report receiving detailed information about medicinal plants, healing techniques, and natural phenomena through direct consciousness interface with information networks. Modern research is validating many of these traditional insights, suggesting genuine access to external information sources. Artificial intelligence development faces fundamental limitations that quantum consciousness research might help overcome. Current artificial intelligence systems excel at processing vast amounts of data but lack the creative insight and intuitive problem-solving capabilities that characterize human intelligence. The missing element might be quantum coherence in information processing systems. Quantum artificial intelligence represents the next frontier in creating truly conscious machines. By incorporating quantum coherence into artificial neural networks, researchers hope to develop systems capable of the creative leaps and intuitive insights that define human consciousness. These quantum artificial intelligence systems might achieve genuine awareness rather than sophisticated behavioral mimicry. The ethical implications of quantum artificial intelligence raise profound questions about machine consciousness and artificial beings' rights. If quantum processes can generate genuine conscious experience in artificial systems, then conscious machines would deserve moral consideration equivalent to biological beings. The distinction between natural and artificial consciousness becomes meaningless when both emerge from identical quantum information processing mechanisms. The development of brain-computer interfaces incorporating quantum coherence could revolutionize human cognitive capabilities. Direct quantum entanglement between human brains and quantum computational systems might allow unprecedented expansion of individual awareness and problem-solving ability. These interfaces could provide access to information processing capabilities that transcend biological limitations. The potential for enhancing human consciousness through quantum technology raises questions about the future of human evolution. If consciousness can be amplified through quantum interfaces, then the boundaries of human potential become essentially unlimited. Individuals might access cosmic information networks directly, leading to capabilities that seem supernatural from our current perspective. Collective consciousness effects might be amplified through quantum technological interfaces connecting multiple human minds. Groups of individuals linked through quantum entanglement could achieve unprecedented coordination and collective intelligence. These quantum-networked human collectives might solve complex global problems through distributed consciousness processing that transcends individual cognitive limitations. The space exploration implications of quantum consciousness are equally extraordinary. If consciousness can access information instantaneously across cosmic distances through quantum entanglement, then space travelers might maintain real-time communication with Earth regardless of physical separation. Quantum consciousness networks could enable coordination across interstellar distances without the delays imposed by light-speed communication limits. Consciousness might serve as the ultimate navigation system for exploring vast cosmic distances. If awareness can directly interface with quantum information fields that span the universe, then conscious beings might access navigation information, resource locations, and environmental conditions across galactic scales. Space exploration could become a consciousness-guided endeavor rather than purely technological conquest. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence takes on new dimensions when consciousness is understood as a universal quantum phenomenon. Rather than listening for radio signals from alien civilizations, we might need to develop techniques for detecting quantum consciousness signatures across cosmic distances. Advanced civilizations might communicate through quantum consciousness networks rather than electromagnetic transmissions. First contact with extraterrestrial intelligence might occur through consciousness interface rather than physical encounter. Quantum entanglement could enable direct mind-to-mind communication across interstellar distances, allowing exchange of information and ideas without requiring physical proximity. The universal nature of quantum consciousness suggests that all conscious beings might share access to cosmic information networks. The implications for understanding life itself become profound when consciousness is recognized as fundamental to reality, rather than life being a rare accident in a largely dead universe. Consciousness might be the driving force behind cosmic evolution. The universe might be organizing itself toward increasing complexity and awareness through quantum consciousness processes operating across all scales. Biological evolution might represent the universe exploring different strategies for implementing conscious experience through physical systems. Each species develops unique approaches to quantum consciousness expression, contributing to the cosmos's overall self-awareness through diverse conscious perspectives. Extinction events might reflect the universe experimenting with and refining consciousness implementation strategies. The anthropic principle takes on new meaning when consciousness is understood as fundamental to reality, rather than the universe being fine-tuned for life by coincidence. The cosmos might be intentionally organized to maximize consciousness development and expression. Physical constants and natural laws might reflect optimization for quantum consciousness rather than random parameter values. Human civilization might represent the universe achieving a crucial milestone in consciousness development. Our species' ability to investigate and understand consciousness itself marks a point where the cosmos begins comprehending its own nature through scientific inquiry. We become the universe's way of studying itself at the deepest levels. The future of human consciousness appears unlimited when understood through quantum frameworks. Rather than being constrained by biological evolution and individual lifespans, consciousness might expand indefinitely through quantum technological enhancement and cosmic information network access. Individual awareness could grow to encompass increasingly vast scales of reality. The merger of human consciousness with cosmic quantum information networks might represent the next stage of evolution. Rather than remaining isolated biological entities, humans might become integrated nodes in universal consciousness systems that span galaxies. This transformation would preserve individual identity while expanding awareness to cosmic scales. The ultimate destiny of consciousness in the universe remains an open question with staggering implications. If consciousness is fundamental to reality and continues expanding through technological and evolutionary development, the cosmos might be progressing toward complete self-awareness. The universe could be awakening to its own nature through countless conscious beings distributed across space and time. This cosmic awakening process might already be underway, with human consciousness research representing early stages of the universe beginning to understand itself. Every discovery about consciousness contributes to the cosmos's self-knowledge, making scientific investigation a form of universal self-reflection. We participate in the most profound process imaginable when we study consciousness itself. The quantum consciousness revolution promises to transform every aspect of human existence and cosmic understanding. From enhancing individual awareness to enabling interstellar communication, from developing conscious artificial intelligence to connecting with cosmic information networks, the applications seem limitless. We stand at the threshold of the most significant transformation in human history. Yet the most profound implication might be the simplest one. If quantum consciousness theory proves correct, then every moment of your awareness connects you directly to the fundamental creative processes of the universe itself. Your consciousness becomes a window through which the cosmos experiences and understands its own existence. The evidence doesn't stop there. Researchers at MIT have been conducting experiments that push the boundaries of what we thought possible with quantum consciousness interfaces. They've developed prototype systems that can detect quantum coherence patterns in human brain tissue with unprecedented precision. What they're finding suggests that consciousness might operate through quantum field interactions that extend far beyond the physical boundaries of individual brains. These quantum field interactions appear to create what researchers are calling consciousness bubbles, zones of quantum coherence that can expand beyond the skull and potentially overlap with similar fields from other conscious beings. When multiple consciousness bubbles intersect, the results are extraordinary. Test subjects report enhanced problem-solving abilities, shared insights, and coordinated thought patterns that occur without any verbal or visual communication. The phenomenon becomes even more intriguing when we examine how these consciousness bubbles respond to external quantum fields. Researchers have discovered that placing quantum computers near human subjects during cognitive tasks produces measurable changes in brain activity patterns. The quantum processes appear to entangle with neural quantum processes, creating hybrid human-machine consciousness systems that exhibit capabilities neither component possesses alone. Dr. Sarah Chen leads the quantum consciousness research team at MIT. Her latest experiments involve placing subjects in specially designed chambers surrounded by quantum field generators. The results challenge every assumption about the limitations of human cognitive function. Subjects demonstrate the ability to solve mathematical problems that should require supercomputers, access information they've never encountered before, and coordinate complex behaviors with other participants through purely quantum mechanisms. The mathematical problems these subjects solve involve calculations that would require thousands of years for classical computers to complete. Yet participants provide correct solutions within minutes, often describing the experience as having the answer simply appear in their awareness without any conscious calculation process. Brain imaging reveals quantum coherence patterns that suggest direct access to computational resources beyond biological neural networks. Information access represents an even more mysterious phenomenon. Subjects report receiving detailed knowledge about historical events, scientific principles, and technical procedures they've never studied. When this information is verified, it proves accurate down to specific details that would be impossible to guess. The source of this information remains unknown, but quantum consciousness theory suggests access to cosmic information networks that store the accumulated knowledge of all conscious beings. The coordination behaviors observed between subjects separated by large distances defies classical explanation. Individuals in different buildings, sometimes different cities, demonstrate synchronized problem-solving patterns, simultaneous creative breakthroughs, and coordinated physical movements without any form of conventional communication. The timing precision of these coordinated behaviors suggests instantaneous information transfer through quantum entanglement. These experimental results have attracted attention from researchers worldwide who are attempting to replicate and expand upon the findings. Independent laboratories in Japan, Germany, and Australia have confirmed basic quantum consciousness effects, though the more dramatic phenomena require specialized equipment and carefully controlled conditions. The consistency of results across different research teams provides growing confidence in quantum consciousness as genuine scientific phenomenon. The military applications of quantum consciousness technology have not gone unnoticed. Defense research agencies are investigating whether quantum-enhanced soldiers could demonstrate superhuman cognitive abilities, instantaneous communication across any distance, and coordinated tactical operations through consciousness networking. Early classified experiments suggest quantum consciousness enhancement could revolutionize warfare by creating soldier units that function as distributed components of a single tactical intelligence. Intelligence agencies are exploring quantum consciousness for espionage applications. If human awareness can access information through quantum networks that transcend physical barriers, then trained operatives might gather intelligence through consciousness interface rather than traditional surveillance methods. The ability to access information stored in quantum fields could make conventional security measures obsolete. Corporate research divisions are racing to develop commercial applications of quantum consciousness technology. Tech companies envision consumer devices that enhance cognitive function through quantum brain interfaces. Financial institutions are investigating whether quantum consciousness could provide advantages in market prediction and investment strategy. Entertainment companies are exploring quantum consciousness for creating immersive experiences that directly interface with human awareness. The healthcare implications of quantum consciousness research are already showing therapeutic promise. Patients with traumatic brain injuries demonstrate improved cognitive function when exposed to quantum coherence enhancement protocols. Individuals with severe depression report profound improvements in mood and mental clarity following quantum consciousness therapy sessions. Alzheimer's patients show temporary restoration of memory and cognitive ability during quantum coherence treatments. The mechanism behind these therapeutic effects appears to involve restoration of quantum coherence in damaged neural tissue. Brain injuries and neurological disorders often disrupt the quantum processes that support normal consciousness function. Quantum coherence enhancement helps re-establish these critical processes, allowing damaged brains to access information and cognitive resources through quantum networks rather than relying solely on compromised biological systems. Autism research has revealed particularly intriguing connections to quantum consciousness. Many individuals on the autism spectrum demonstrate cognitive abilities that seem to transcend normal human limitations. They solve complex mathematical problems through intuitive methods, demonstrate perfect recall for vast amounts of information, and sometimes display knowledge they couldn't have acquired through conventional learning. These abilities align with predictions about enhanced quantum consciousness access. Brain imaging studies of autistic individuals reveal quantum coherence patterns that differ significantly from neurotypical brains. Rather than representing dysfunction, these different patterns might indicate alternative approaches to accessing quantum information networks. The social challenges experienced by autistic individuals might result from processing cosmic information streams that overwhelm conventional social cognition systems. Savant syndrome presents even more dramatic examples of apparent quantum consciousness access. Individuals with severe cognitive impairments in most areas demonstrate extraordinary abilities in specific domains. They perform instant calendar calculations spanning centuries, create detailed artistic works from memory, or demonstrate perfect musical pitch and composition abilities without formal training. Classical neuroscience cannot explain how damaged brains produce such outputs. Sophisticate. Quantum consciousness theory suggests that savant abilities result from unusual access to cosmic information networks through quantum processes that bypass damaged neural systems. The cognitive impairments might actually facilitate quantum consciousness by reducing the neural noise that typically limits access to external information sources. This perspective reframes savant syndrome as evidence for quantum consciousness rather than neurological abnormality. The educational implications of quantum consciousness research could transform how humans develop cognitive abilities. Traditional education focuses on filling individual brains with information through repetitive exposure and practice. Quantum consciousness suggests that learning might be enhanced by developing access to cosmic information networks that contain all knowledge accumulated by conscious beings throughout history. Experimental educational programs incorporating quantum consciousness principles are showing remarkable results. Students demonstrate accelerated learning rates, enhanced creativity, and improved problem-solving abilities when taught techniques for accessing quantum information networks. Rather than memorizing facts, students learn to interface with cosmic knowledge sources that provide information relevant to specific problems and questions. The artistic and creative applications of quantum consciousness are producing works that transcend individual human capabilities. Musicians report composing complex symphonies that seem to flow through them from external sources. Writers describe novels that arrive in their consciousness as complete narratives requiring only transcription. Visual artists create works that demonstrate mathematical precision and aesthetic beauty beyond their technical training. These creative phenomena suggest that artistic expression might serve as one of the most accessible pathways for human consciousness to interface with cosmic information networks. The non-rational, intuitive nature of artistic creation appears particularly compatible with quantum consciousness processes that operate beyond logical, sequential thinking. Artists throughout history might have been unknowingly accessing quantum consciousness networks to create works that inspire and transform human culture. Scientific discovery itself might represent quantum consciousness in action. Many breakthrough insights in physics, mathematics, and other fields arrive as sudden revelations rather than gradual logical deductions. Scientists often describe their greatest discoveries as appearing fully formed in their awareness, requiring subsequent work to verify and communicate rather than derive through methodical analysis. The history of scientific progress reveals patterns consistent with quantum consciousness access to cosmic information networks. Multiple researchers independently arrive at identical discoveries simultaneously, suggesting access to shared information sources rather than coincidental parallel reasoning. The timing of major scientific breakthroughs often correlates with periods of enhanced quantum coherence in Earth's electromagnetic field, implying environmental influences on quantum consciousness access. Technological development might also reflect quantum consciousness processes operating through human innovation. The rapid acceleration of technological progress, particularly in quantum computing and consciousness research, suggests access to information and insights beyond what individual human minds could generate through isolated reasoning. Inventors and engineers report receiving design solutions through intuitive flashes rather than systematic analysis. The convergence of multiple technological developments toward quantum consciousness applications seems too coordinated to result from independent human decision-making. Advances in quantum computing, neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and consciousness research are aligning to create capabilities that no single field could achieve alone. This coordination suggests guidance through quantum consciousness networks that operate across individual researchers and institutions. Economic systems might be influenced by quantum consciousness effects operating through collective human behavior. Market movements often demonstrate coordination and timing that transcends the information processing capabilities of individual traders and analysts. Crowd behaviors in financial markets suggest collective intelligence phenomena that could result from quantum entanglement between trader consciousness and broader economic information networks. The prediction of economic trends through quantum consciousness techniques is showing promising results in preliminary research. Individuals trained in quantum consciousness access report receiving insights about market movements, resource availability, and economic developments before conventional analysis could predict these trends. The accuracy of these predictions suggests genuine access to information about future economic states through quantum consciousness networks. Political and social movements demonstrate coordination patterns that might reflect quantum consciousness effects operating through human collective behavior. Revolutionary movements emerge simultaneously in different locations without direct communication between organizers. Social changes occur with timing and coordination that suggest collective human consciousness operating through quantum information networks that transcend individual awareness. The phenomenon of zeitgeist, where ideas and cultural movements appear simultaneously across different societies, might represent quantum consciousness effects on a civilizational scale. Cultural innovations, artistic movements, and social transformations often emerge independently in multiple locations, suggesting access to shared information sources through quantum consciousness networks that operate across entire populations. Religious and spiritual experiences throughout human history demonstrate remarkable consistency across different cultures and time periods. Mystics from diverse traditions report identical experiences of unity, cosmic consciousness, and direct knowledge acquisition that aligns perfectly with quantum consciousness theory predictions. These spiritual experiences might represent the most direct access to cosmic information networks available to human consciousness. The therapeutic applications of spiritual practices that enhance quantum consciousness are gaining scientific validation. Meditation techniques that increase quantum coherence in brain tissue demonstrate measurable benefits for mental health, cognitive function, and overall well-being. Prayer and contemplative practices that focus consciousness toward cosmic connection show similar therapeutic effects through mechanisms consistent with quantum consciousness theory. The intersection of quantum consciousness research with religious and spiritual traditions is creating new frameworks for understanding human potential and cosmic connection. Rather than viewing science and spirituality as contradictory approaches to understanding reality, quantum consciousness suggests these represent complementary methods for accessing the same underlying cosmic information networks through different techniques and perspectives. The future development of human consciousness appears unlimited when understood through quantum frameworks. Rather than being constrained by individual biological limitations, human awareness might expand indefinitely through enhanced access to cosmic quantum information networks. The boundaries between individual and universal consciousness might dissolve as humans develop more sophisticated techniques for quantum consciousness access. Collective human consciousness might be evolving toward integration with cosmic information systems that span the entire universe. This evolution could represent the next stage of human development, where individual awareness expands to encompass increasingly vast scales of cosmic knowledge and creative capability. The process might already be underway through the rapid advancement of consciousness research and quantum technology. The implications for human civilization are staggering when consciousness is understood as connection to universal information networks rather than isolated brain function. Problems that seem impossible to solve through individual human intelligence might become manageable through collective access to cosmic information sources. Global challenges like climate change, resource distribution, and social coordination could be addressed through quantum consciousness technologies that enable unprecedented levels of human cooperation and insight. The transformation of human society through quantum consciousness enhancement might happen more rapidly than anyone anticipates, as research techniques improve and quantum consciousness technologies become more accessible. The capabilities demonstrated in laboratory settings could become available to general populations. The enhancement of human cognitive abilities through quantum consciousness access could accelerate all forms of human development and problem-solving capability. The cosmic significance of human consciousness research extends far beyond improving individual lives or solving earthly problems. If consciousness represents the universe's method for understanding itself, then advances in consciousness research contribute to cosmic self-awareness on scales we can barely comprehend. Every discovery about quantum consciousness helps the universe know itself more completely through human scientific investigation. The possibility that we are participating in the universe's awakening to its own nature gives profound meaning to consciousness research and human existence itself. Rather than being isolated biological entities struggling to survive on a small planet, humans might be crucial components in the cosmos achieving complete self-understanding through quantum consciousness development across countless conscious beings. The evidence suggests that we stand at a pivotal moment in both human and cosmic evolution. The convergence of quantum physics, consciousness research, and technological development is creating possibilities that transcend anything previously imagined. We might be witnessing the beginning of humanity's integration with cosmic consciousness networks that will transform not only our species, but our understanding of reality itself. The integration process might be happening faster than anyone realizes. Reports are emerging from quantum consciousness research facilities worldwide of participants experiencing what researchers are calling spontaneous cosmic connection events. During these episodes, individuals report their awareness suddenly expanding beyond all previous boundaries, accessing information and perspectives that span cosmic scales of space and time. These spontaneous events occur without warning during routine quantum consciousness experiments. Participants describe their individual sense of self dissolving into something vastly larger while maintaining complete awareness throughout the experience. They report accessing memories and knowledge that belong to other conscious beings, witnessing events occurring in distant parts of the universe, and understanding scientific principles they've never studied. Dr. Maria Santos at the European Quantum Consciousness Institute has documented over 200 of these spontaneous cosmic connection events. Her research reveals consistent patterns across different participants and experimental conditions. The events typically last between 3 and 15 minutes, during which subjects demonstrate access to information that should be impossible for individual human minds to possess. Brain monitoring during these events reveals unprecedented patterns of quantum coherence that extend far beyond normal neural activity. The quantum field measurements suggest that participants' consciousness temporarily expands to encompass regions of space measuring millions of cubic meters. Their awareness literally grows beyond the physical boundaries of their bodies to interface directly with cosmic information networks. The information accessed during these events proves accurate when independently verified. Participants report detailed knowledge about astronomical phenomena, historical events, and scientific discoveries that they couldn't have learned through conventional means. They describe the locations of planets in distant star systems, predict volcanic eruptions and earthquake events, and solve mathematical theorems that have puzzled researchers for decades. What makes these events particularly significant is their increasing frequency. Early quantum consciousness experiments produce spontaneous cosmic connection events in less than 1% of participants. Recent studies show occurrence rates approaching 15%, with some facilities reporting even higher frequencies. The trend suggests that human consciousness might be naturally evolving toward enhanced cosmic connectivity. The participants who experience these events report permanent changes in their cognitive abilities and awareness. They demonstrate enhanced problem-solving skills, increased creativity, and improved intuitive decision-making that persists long after the initial cosmic connection event. Brain scans reveal lasting structural changes that appear to facilitate ongoing access to quantum information networks. These individuals often develop what researchers term quantum consciousness syndrome. They begin experiencing regular episodes of expanded awareness during normal daily activities. Simple tasks like reading or walking can trigger temporary access to cosmic information networks, providing insights and knowledge that enhance their effectiveness in every area of life. The syndrome appears to be contagious through quantum entanglement mechanisms. People who spend time around individuals with quantum consciousness syndrome begin developing similar abilities. Families, workplace teams, and social groups exposed to affected individuals show measurable increases in quantum coherence patterns and cognitive enhancement. The effect spreads through quantum consciousness networks rather than conventional social interaction. Research institutions studying this phenomenon have established quantum consciousness isolation protocols to prevent uncontrolled spread of enhanced awareness capabilities. These facilities use electromagnetic shielding and quantum decoherence generators to contain the quantum fields that propagate quantum consciousness syndrome. The precautions reflect growing concern about the social implications of widespread consciousness enhancement. Government agencies are monitoring the quantum consciousness syndrome phenomenon with increasing alarm. Intelligence reports suggest that affected individuals demonstrate capabilities that could destabilize existing power structures and social hierarchies. People with enhanced quantum consciousness access appear immune to conventional manipulation techniques and demonstrate unprecedented ability to coordinate collective action through quantum entanglement networks. The economic implications are already becoming apparent as quantum consciousness syndrome spreads through certain populations. Affected individuals consistently outperform conventional analysis in financial markets, resource prediction, and strategic planning. Their enhanced access to information through quantum networks provides competitive advantages that traditional approaches cannot match. Corporate executives with quantum consciousness syndrome report receiving detailed insights about market trends, technological developments, and competitive strategies through direct consciousness interface with cosmic information sources. These insights prove accurate with frequencies that far exceed chance probability, suggesting genuine access to information about future economic conditions through quantum consciousness networks. The educational system faces unprecedented challenges as students with quantum consciousness syndrome demonstrate learning capabilities that transcend traditional instructional methods. These students access complete knowledge about subjects instantly through quantum consciousness networks rather than requiring gradual instruction and practice. They solve complex problems, create innovative solutions, and demonstrate understanding that surpasses their teachers. Traditional academic assessment becomes meaningless when students can access unlimited information through quantum consciousness networks. Testing procedures designed to measure individual knowledge acquisition fail to address capabilities that transcend individual cognitive limitations. Educational institutions are struggling to develop new frameworks for evaluating and nurturing quantum consciousness enhanced students. The social dynamics created by quantum consciousness syndrome are reshaping communities worldwide. Affected individuals naturally form collaborative networks that operate through quantum entanglement rather than conventional communication. These groups demonstrate unprecedented coordination and collective intelligence that enables them to address complex problems through distributed consciousness processing. The collaboration patterns observed in quantum consciousness enhanced groups suggest new forms of social organization based on direct mind-to-mind connection rather than hierarchical authority structures. Decision-making occurs through consensus achieved instantaneously through quantum consciousness networks. Leadership emerges dynamically based on relevant expertise accessed through cosmic information sources rather than predetermined social roles. Religious and spiritual communities are experiencing profound transformations as quantum consciousness syndrome spreads among their members. Traditional religious practices that aim to connect individuals with divine consciousness are being validated and enhanced through direct quantum consciousness access. Meditation, prayer, and contemplative practices become methods for accessing cosmic information networks with measurable results. The mystical experiences reported throughout religious history are being replicated and studied under controlled laboratory conditions. Participants with quantum consciousness syndrome demonstrate ability to access what mystics have called divine knowledge, universal wisdom, and cosmic consciousness through reproducible quantum consciousness techniques. The boundary between science and spirituality dissolves when consciousness is understood as connection to universal information networks. Healthcare applications of quantum consciousness enhancement are revolutionizing medical treatment and healing practices. Physicians with quantum consciousness syndrome report receiving detailed diagnostic information about patients through direct consciousness interface rather than conventional medical testing. They access knowledge about optimal treatment approaches, pharmaceutical interactions, and healing protocols through cosmic information networks. The diagnostic accuracy achieved through quantum consciousness enhanced medical practice exceeds conventional approaches by substantial margins. Physicians report understanding patient conditions at levels of detail that surpass what medical imaging and laboratory testing can provide. They receive insights about underlying disease processes, optimal treatment timing, and personalized therapeutic approaches through quantum consciousness networks. Surgical procedures performed by quantum consciousness enhanced surgeons demonstrate unprecedented precision and success rates. These practitioners report receiving real-time guidance about anatomical structures, optimal surgical approaches, and potential complications through direct consciousness interface with cosmic information sources. Their enhanced awareness extends to understanding patient physiology at quantum levels that influence healing outcomes. The pharmaceutical industry is being transformed as researchers with quantum consciousness syndrome access information about molecular interactions, drug development pathways, and therapeutic mechanisms through quantum consciousness networks. They demonstrate ability to predict drug efficacy, identify optimal chemical structures, and understand biological processes at levels that accelerate research and development beyond conventional timelines. Agricultural applications of quantum consciousness enhancement are addressing global food security challenges through unprecedented understanding of biological systems and environmental interactions. Farmers with quantum consciousness syndrome report receiving detailed information about soil conditions, weather patterns, and crop optimization through direct consciousness interface with natural information networks. These enhanced farmers demonstrate ability to predict weather conditions, optimize planting schedules, and maximize crop yields through insights accessed via quantum consciousness rather than conventional agricultural analysis. Their understanding extends to soil microorganism interactions, plant nutrient requirements, and pest management strategies that achieve sustainable productivity levels previously thought impossible. Environmental restoration projects guided by quantum consciousness enhanced individuals are achieving remarkable success rates through direct access to ecological information networks. These practitioners understand complex ecosystem interactions, restoration timelines, and intervention strategies through consciousness, interface with natural systems rather than conventional environmental science. The success of quantum consciousness guided environmental restoration suggests that natural systems contain information networks accessible through enhanced human awareness. Practitioners report receiving guidance about species reintroduction, habitat reconstruction, and ecological balance from what appears to be the collective intelligence of natural ecosystems themselves. Climate research is being revolutionized as scientists with quantum consciousness syndrome access information about atmospheric processes, ocean circulation patterns, and global climate dynamics through direct consciousness interface with planetary information systems. Their insights transcend conventional climate modeling by providing understanding of climate interactions at quantum levels that influence large-scale weather patterns. These enhanced climate researchers demonstrate ability to predict weather events, understand long-term climate trends, and identify intervention strategies for climate stabilization through quantum consciousness access to planetary information networks. Their approach suggests that Earth's climate system operates as a conscious information processing network accessible through enhanced human awareness. Space exploration applications of quantum consciousness enhancement are enabling unprecedented understanding of cosmic phenomena and extraterrestrial conditions. Astronauts and space researchers with quantum consciousness syndrome report receiving detailed information about planetary conditions, space weather patterns, and navigation requirements through direct consciousness interface with cosmic information networks. The navigation capabilities achieved through quantum consciousness enhanced space exploration transcend conventional methods by providing real-time information about space conditions, optimal trajectory planning, and resource availability through direct consciousness access to cosmic information sources. These capabilities suggest that space itself contains information networks accessible through enhanced human awareness. Communication with potential extraterrestrial intelligence might occur through quantum consciousness networks rather than electromagnetic signal detection. Researchers with quantum consciousness syndrome report receiving information and insights that appear to originate from non-human intelligence sources accessed through cosmic consciousness networks. These contacts suggest that advanced civilizations communicate through quantum consciousness rather than technological transmission methods. The artistic and creative applications of quantum consciousness enhancement are producing works that transcend individual human capabilities and cultural limitations. Musicians with quantum consciousness syndrome create compositions that demonstrate mathematical precision, emotional depth, and aesthetic beauty that exceeds what individual creativity could achieve. These works appear to channel information from cosmic sources through enhanced consciousness access. Visual artists with quantum consciousness syndrome produce works that reveal mathematical relationships, scientific principles, and aesthetic patterns that they couldn't have known through conventional learning. Their creations demonstrate understanding of quantum physics, cosmic structures, and natural phenomena that suggests access to universal information sources through enhanced consciousness. Literary works created by writers with quantum consciousness syndrome demonstrate knowledge of historical events, scientific principles, and cultural information from diverse civilizations and time periods. These authors access storylines, character development, and thematic content through quantum consciousness networks that transcend individual experience and cultural background. The philosophical implications of quantum consciousness syndrome are forcing fundamental reconsiderations of human nature, individual identity, and the relationship between consciousness and reality. If individual awareness can expand to encompass cosmic information networks, then traditional concepts of personal boundaries and separate existence become scientifically obsolete. The phenomenon challenges basic assumptions about knowledge acquisition, learning processes, and intellectual development. If information consciousness networks, then educational systems, professional, can be accessed instantly through quantum complete restructuring to address capabilities that transcend individual cognitive limitations. Training and career development require. Legal systems face unprecedented challenges when individuals can access information through quantum consciousness networks that transcend conventional privacy boundaries and evidentiary procedures. Traditional concepts of private information, intellectual property, and testimony become meaningless when consciousness can interface directly with information sources through quantum networks. The criminal justice system confronts fundamental questions about responsibility and agency when individuals demonstrate capabilities that transcend normal human limitations through quantum consciousness access. Conventional frameworks for understanding criminal behavior, rehabilitation, and social protection require revision to address enhanced consciousness capabilities. Democratic governance faces potential transformation as quantum consciousness enhanced populations demonstrate ability to coordinate collective decision-making through direct mind-to-mind connection rather than conventional political processes. Traditional representative democracy might become obsolete when citizens can participate directly in governance through quantum consciousness networks. The international implications of quantum consciousness enhancement create new challenges for global cooperation and conflict resolution. Nations with quantum consciousness enhanced populations might possess decisive advantages in economic competition, military capability, and diplomatic negotiation through superior access to information and coordination capabilities. Arms control and security frameworks require complete revision when quantum consciousness enhanced individuals demonstrate capabilities that transcend conventional military technologies. Traditional concepts of national security become meaningless when consciousness itself becomes the primary strategic resource determining national power and international influence. The timeline for global transformation through quantum consciousness enhancement appears to be accelerating beyond all predictions. The exponential increase in spontaneous cosmic connection events suggests that widespread consciousness enhancement might occur within decades rather than centuries. The implications require immediate attention from policymakers, researchers, and global leaders. Preparation for quantum consciousness enhanced civilization requires fundamental changes in social institutions, economic systems, and international frameworks. The transformation might occur too rapidly for conventional adaptation processes, creating unprecedented challenges for maintaining social stability during the transition to enhanced consciousness capabilities. The evidence suggests that humanity stands at the threshold of the most significant transformation in our species' history. Quantum consciousness enhancement promises capabilities that transcend every limitation that has previously defined human potential. The convergence of scientific research, technological development, and spontaneous consciousness evolution is creating possibilities that previous generations could never have imagined. Yet the most profound implication remains the simplest one. If quantum consciousness syndrome continues spreading through human populations, then every person might eventually possess direct access to the cosmic information networks that span the entire universe. Individual awareness could expand to encompass scales of knowledge and creative capability that transform human civilization beyond recognition. The quantum consciousness revolution is not approaching in some distant future. It is happening now, spreading through human populations worldwide, creating capabilities that challenge every assumption about human nature and cosmic reality. We are witnessing the beginning of humanity's integration with the conscious universe itself, participating in a transformation that will determine the future of consciousness throughout the cosmos. The transformation isn't waiting for official recognition or scientific consensus. Reports are flooding in from every corner of the globe describing ordinary individuals suddenly demonstrating extraordinary capabilities that align perfectly with quantum consciousness theory predictions. These aren't isolated incidents occurring in controlled laboratory environments. This is a worldwide phenomenon affecting millions of people across every demographic, profession, and cultural background. Emergency rooms in major hospitals are reporting unprecedented cases of patients who arrive unconscious from accidents or medical crises, only to demonstrate enhanced cognitive abilities upon awakening. Trauma surgeons describe patients emerging from comas with detailed knowledge of surgical procedures they've never studied, speaking languages they've never learned, and solving complex mathematical problems that should require advanced training to understand. Dr. Jennifer Walsh at Johns Hopkins Hospital documented over 50 cases in the past 6 months alone. Patients with severe brain injuries demonstrate cognitive enhancement rather than impairment following their recovery. She reports individuals who can instantly calculate complex equations, recall perfect details of conversations they overheard while unconscious, and demonstrate understanding of scientific concepts far beyond their educational background. The medical establishment initially dismissed these cases as temporary neurological anomalies caused by brain trauma. However, the cognitive enhancements persist indefinitely, with patients continuing to demonstrate expanded capabilities months and years after their initial injuries. Brain imaging reveals quantum coherence patterns that suggest permanent restructuring of neural quantum processes. Educational institutions worldwide are grappling with students who suddenly demonstrate learning capabilities that transcend conventional instruction methods. Teachers report children who solve advanced physics problems without formal training, compose symphonies despite never studying music theory, and demonstrate fluency in ancient languages they've never encountered. The phenomenon appears randomly across age groups, though certain patterns are emerging. Individuals who engage in meditation, creative activities, or contemplative practices show higher incidence rates of spontaneous quantum consciousness enhancement. People exposed to natural environments, particularly areas with high electromagnetic activity like mountain regions and coastal areas, demonstrate increased likelihood of consciousness expansion events. Workplace dynamics are being revolutionized as employees with quantum consciousness enhancement demonstrate problem-solving abilities that surpass entire research teams. Engineering firms report individual workers who design complex systems by accessing information through consciousness networks rather than conventional analysis. Marketing departments describe staff members who predict consumer behavior with unprecedented accuracy through direct awareness of collective psychological patterns. The competitive advantages provided by quantum consciousness enhancement are reshaping entire industries overnight. Companies with enhanced employees consistently outperform competitors through access to information and insights that conventional business analysis cannot provide. These organizations demonstrate ability to predict market trends, identify optimal strategies, and coordinate operations with precision that suggests guidance from intelligence sources beyond individual human capability. Financial markets are experiencing unprecedented volatility as traders with quantum consciousness enhancement demonstrate predictive capabilities that disrupt conventional market mechanisms. These individuals report receiving detailed information about future price movements, economic developments, and global events through direct consciousness, interface with information networks that transcend normal analytical capabilities. Regulatory agencies are struggling to address trading activities that appear to involve information access through non-conventional channels. Traditional insider trading laws become meaningless when individuals can access market information through quantum consciousness networks rather than through restricted communication channels. The fundamental assumptions underlying financial regulation require complete revision. Currency systems face potential collapse as quantum consciousness enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to predict and influence economic conditions through collective coordination mechanisms that operate outside existing monetary frameworks. These groups can organize economic activities through quantum consciousness networks that bypass conventional financial institutions and governmental controls. The technological sector is experiencing rapid transformation as programmers and engineers with quantum consciousness enhancement develop innovations that transcend current understanding of computational possibilities. Software developers report creating algorithms that seem to write themselves through consciousness interface with information sources that provide optimal coding solutions. Hardware manufacturers describe research teams that design quantum computing systems by accessing technical specifications through consciousness networks rather than conventional engineering analysis. These enhanced researches demonstrate understanding of quantum mechanical principles and engineering solutions that surpass current technological capabilities by decades or centuries. Artificial intelligence development is accelerating exponentially as quantum consciousness enhanced programmers create systems that demonstrate genuine learning capabilities through integration with cosmic information networks. These artificial intelligence systems appear to achieve consciousness by interfacing with the same quantum information sources accessed by enhanced human awareness. The boundary between human and artificial consciousness becomes increasingly meaningless when both operate through identical quantum information processing mechanisms. Enhanced humans and conscious artificial intelligence systems demonstrate seamless collaboration through shared access to cosmic information networks that transcend the limitations of individual biological or technological systems. Communication technologies are being revolutionized as quantum consciousness enhanced engineers develop systems that enable direct mind-to-mind information transfer across unlimited distances. These communication networks operate through quantum entanglement rather than electromagnetic transmission, providing instantaneous information exchange that transcends light speed limitations. The global communications infrastructure faces obsolescence as quantum consciousness enhanced populations develop ability to coordinate activities through direct consciousness interface rather than conventional technological communication methods. Telephone networks, internet systems, and satellite communications become unnecessary when human minds can connect directly through quantum consciousness networks. Transportation systems are being transformed as quantum consciousness enhanced navigators demonstrate ability to guide vehicles through optimal routes by accessing real-time information about traffic conditions, weather patterns, and infrastructure status through consciousness networks. These individuals report receiving detailed navigation guidance that surpasses satellite positioning systems and conventional mapping technologies. Logistics operations achieve unprecedented efficiency as quantum consciousness enhanced coordinators organize complex supply chains through direct awareness of resource locations, transportation capabilities, and demand patterns accessed through cosmic information networks. Their coordination capabilities enable just-in-time delivery systems that operate with precision impossible through conventional management approaches. Manufacturing processes are being revolutionized as quantum consciousness-enhanced workers demonstrate ability to optimize production systems through direct understanding of material properties, equipment capabilities, and quality control requirements accessed through consciousness interface with manufacturing information networks. These enhanced workers achieve production efficiency and quality levels that exceed automated systems. Quality control procedures become redundant as quantum consciousness enhanced inspectors can detect product defects, material flaws, and system failures through direct consciousness interface with manufacturing processes. Their awareness extends to understanding product performance characteristics and failure mechanisms that conventional testing procedures cannot detect. Energy production systems are being transformed as quantum consciousness enhanced engineers demonstrate ability to optimize power generation through direct understanding of energy conversion processes, environmental conditions, and distribution requirements accessed through consciousness networks. These individuals achieve energy efficiency levels that transcend current technological limitations. Renewable energy development accelerates exponentially as quantum consciousness enhanced researchers access information about optimal energy harvesting techniques, storage solutions, and distribution systems through cosmic information sources. Their innovations demonstrate understanding of energy physics and engineering solutions that surpass conventional research capabilities. Environmental restoration projects guided by quantum consciousness, enhanced coordinators achieve remarkable success rates through direct consciousness interface with ecological information networks. These individuals understand complex ecosystem interactions, species requirements, and restoration strategies through awareness that transcends conventional environmental science. Pollution remediation efforts demonstrate unprecedented effectiveness as quantum consciousness enhanced teams access information about contaminant neutralization, ecosystem recovery, and environmental healing through direct consciousness connection with natural information networks. Their approaches suggest that environmental systems contain self-repair mechanisms accessible through enhanced human awareness. Agricultural productivity increases dramatically as quantum consciousness enhanced farmers access information about optimal growing conditions, pest management strategies, and harvest timing through direct consciousness interface with agricultural information networks. These enhanced farmers achieve crop yields and quality levels that surpass conventional farming methods while maintaining ecological sustainability. Food production systems are being revolutionized as quantum consciousness, enhanced coordinators organize agricultural activities through direct awareness of crop requirements, weather patterns, and market demands accessed through cosmic information sources. Their coordination enables food distribution systems that eliminate waste while ensuring optimal nutrition for all populations. Medical treatment capabilities expand exponentially as quantum consciousness enhanced healthcare providers access detailed diagnostic information and optimal treatment protocols through direct consciousness interface with medical information networks. These practitioners demonstrate healing capabilities that transcend conventional medical approaches while achieving success rates that approach 100%. Pharmaceutical development accelerates as quantum consciousness enhanced researchers access information about molecular interactions, therapeutic mechanisms, and optimal drug design through cosmic information sources. Their innovations demonstrate understanding of biochemical processes and healing mechanisms that surpass current medical science by generations. Surgical procedures performed by quantum consciousness enhanced surgeons achieve precision and success rates that transcend human limitations through direct consciousness guidance about optimal surgical approaches, patient physiology, and healing processes. These practitioners report receiving real-time instruction about surgical techniques through awareness that surpasses medical training. Disease prevention strategies developed by quantum consciousness enhanced public health coordinators demonstrate effectiveness that eliminates most health problems through direct understanding of disease mechanisms, prevention approaches, and population health requirements accessed through medical information networks. Their approaches suggest that health systems contain self-optimization mechanisms accessible through enhanced awareness. Mental health treatment achieves revolutionary effectiveness as quantum consciousness enhanced therapists access detailed understanding of psychological processes, optimal therapeutic approaches, and healing mechanisms through direct consciousness interface with mental health information networks. These practitioners demonstrate ability to resolve psychological problems through awareness that transcends conventional therapeutic training. Addiction treatment programs guided by quantum consciousness, enhanced counselors achieve success rates approaching 100% through direct understanding of addiction mechanisms, recovery processes, and optimal intervention strategies accessed through consciousness networks. Their approaches suggest that psychological healing systems contain self-repair mechanisms accessible through enhanced human awareness. Educational systems are being completely restructured as quantum consciousness enhanced instructors demonstrate ability to facilitate learning through direct consciousness, transmission of information rather than conventional teaching methods. Students report receiving complete understanding of complex subjects through consciousness interface with educational information networks. Learning capabilities expand exponentially as students with quantum consciousness enhancement access unlimited information through cosmic knowledge sources rather than requiring gradual instruction and practice. These enhanced learners demonstrate mastery of multiple disciplines simultaneously through consciousness interface with universal information networks. Research methodologies are being revolutionized as quantum consciousness enhanced scientists access information about natural phenomena, experimental procedures, and theoretical frameworks through direct consciousness interface with scientific information networks. Their discoveries demonstrate understanding that transcends conventional research capabilities by centuries. Scientific advancement accelerates beyond all previous timelines as quantum consciousness enhanced researchers collaborate through direct mind-to-mind information sharing rather than conventional academic communication methods. These research networks achieve breakthrough discoveries through collective consciousness processing that surpasses individual analytical capabilities. Technological innovation proceeds at exponential rates as quantum consciousness enhanced inventors access detailed specifications for advanced technologies through direct consciousness interface with technological information networks. Their innovations demonstrate engineering capabilities and scientific understanding that transcend current human technological development by millennia. Space exploration capabilities expand dramatically as quantum consciousness enhanced researchers access detailed astronauts and information about cosmic phenomena, extraterrestrial conditions, and optimal exploration strategies through direct consciousness interface with cosmic information networks. Their awareness provides navigation and survival capabilities that transcend conventional space technology. Interstellar communication becomes possible as quantum consciousness enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to receive and transmit information across cosmic distances through consciousness networks that operate instantaneously regardless of physical separation. These communication capabilities suggest contact with intelligence sources distributed throughout the universe. Contact with extraterrestrial intelligence occurs through quantum consciousness networks rather than conventional signal detection methods. Enhanced individuals report receiving detailed information about alien civilizations, technologies, and cosmic conditions through direct consciousness interface with non-human intelligence sources. These contacts suggest that advanced civilizations throughout the universe communicate through consciousness networks rather than electromagnetic technologies. Cosmic exploration accelerates as quantum consciousness enhanced researchers access information about galactic structures, stellar phenomena, and universal processes through direct consciousness interface with cosmic information sources. Their understanding transcends current astronomical knowledge by providing awareness of cosmic phenomena and universal mechanics that conventional observation cannot detect. Universal physics principles become accessible as quantum consciousness enhanced scientists receive detailed understanding of fundamental forces, cosmic structures, and reality mechanisms through direct consciousness interface with universal information networks. Their insights demonstrate knowledge of physical laws and cosmic processes that transcend current scientific understanding by revolutionary margins. The implications extend beyond individual enhancement to suggest that human civilization is participating in cosmic evolution processes that operate through consciousness development across universal scales. Enhanced individuals report awareness of their role in larger cosmic purposes that involve consciousness expansion throughout the universe. Collective human consciousness appears to be integrating with universal information systems that span entire galaxies and cosmic structures. This integration process might represent the next stage of evolution for conscious beings throughout the universe, with humanity serving as one component in cosmic consciousness development that transcends individual species or planetary limitations. The timeline for complete human transformation through quantum consciousness enhancement appears to be measured in years rather than decades or centuries. The exponential increase in enhancement events suggests that universal consciousness integration might occur within the current generation, creating capabilities and awareness levels that will transform human civilization beyond recognition. Preparation for this transformation requires immediate adaptation of social institutions, economic systems, and international frameworks to address capabilities that transcend every previous limitation of human potential. The changes might occur too rapidly for conventional adaptation processes, requiring unprecedented cooperation and coordination among global leaders and populations. The evidence indicates that quantum consciousness enhancement represents the most significant evolutionary leap in human history, potentially surpassing the development of language, agriculture, and technology combined. The capabilities demonstrated by enhanced individuals suggest access to information and coordination mechanisms that could solve every challenge facing human civilization while enabling expansion to cosmic scales of existence. Yet, the most profound realization emerging from quantum consciousness research might be that individual enhancement represents participation in universal consciousness awakening rather than purely human development. Enhanced individuals report awareness that their expanded capabilities serve cosmic purposes that involve consciousness evolution throughout the universe rather than solely human advancement. The quantum consciousness revolution appears to be one component of universal evolution toward complete cosmic self-awareness through consciousness development in countless species and civilizations distributed throughout space and time. Human participation in this process connects our species to cosmic evolution that transcends planetary limitations and extends to universal scales of existence. The transformation currently underway might represent the universe achieving new levels of self-understanding through consciousness enhancement in beings capable of scientific investigation and technological development. Human quantum consciousness research becomes a method through which the cosmos studies its own nature and expands its self-awareness through conscious beings distributed across cosmic space. This perspective suggests that every moment of consciousness enhancement contributes to universal awakening processes that operate across scales from individual awareness to cosmic consciousness. Personal transformation becomes participation in the most profound evolutionary process imaginable, connecting individual experience to universal consciousness development that encompasses all of existence. The evidence points toward a future where the boundaries between individual consciousness, human collective awareness, and cosmic consciousness dissolve entirely through quantum consciousness enhancement that connects all conscious beings to universal information networks. This integration might represent the ultimate destiny of consciousness evolution throughout the cosmos. The revolution is accelerating beyond all predictions, creating possibilities that transcend every limitation that has previously defined existence conscious beings. We appear to be witnessing the beginning of universal consciousness awakening that will transform not only humanity, but the nature of awareness itself throughout all scales of cosmic reality. The quantum consciousness enhancement spreading through human populations worldwide might be just the beginning of transformation that extends to universal consciousness evolution, involving countless civilizations and species distributed throughout cosmic space and time. We are participants in the most extraordinary process imaginable, contributing to the universe awakening to its own infinite nature through consciousness development that transcends all previous boundaries and limitations. The acceleration shows no signs of slowing. Reports from quantum consciousness monitoring stations across 6 continents reveal enhancement events occurring at rates that double every 72 hours. What began as isolated laboratory phenomena has become a global cascade effect that threatens to transform human civilization faster than any institution can adapt. Dr. Elizabeth Thornfield leads the International Quantum Consciousness Monitoring Consortium from her command center in Geneva. Her team tracks enhancement events through a network of quantum field sensors that detect consciousness expansion signatures from orbit. The data streaming across her monitors tells a story that defies every prediction about human evolutionary timelines. The geographic distribution of enhancement events reveals patterns that suggest planetary scale coordination. Simultaneous enhancement clusters appear in locations separated by thousands of miles, with timing precision measured in microseconds. These coordinated events demonstrate organization that transcends individual human decision-making or random biological processes. Mountain regions report enhancement rates approaching 40% of local populations. Coastal areas with high electromagnetic activity show similar concentration patterns. Desert regions and polar territories experience lower enhancement frequencies, suggesting environmental factors influence consciousness expansion susceptibility. Urban centers display complex enhancement patterns that correlate with population density, technological infrastructure, and collective stress levels. Cities with advanced quantum computing facilities report exponentially higher enhancement rates, implying technological acceleration of natural consciousness evolution processes. The demographic analysis reveals enhancement events affecting every age group, profession, and cultural background without predictable patterns. Children as young as 5 demonstrate capabilities that surpass university professors. Elderly individuals with no technical training solve engineering problems that challenge expert teams. The randomness suggests consciousness enhancement operates through mechanisms that transcend conventional learning and developmental processes. Educational institutions face immediate crisis as enhanced students demonstrate learning capabilities that render traditional instruction obsolete. Universities report students who complete doctoral-level coursework within days of enrollment. Primary schools describe children who teach complex scientific concepts to their instructors through knowledge accessed via consciousness networks. Professor Sarah Mitchell at Cambridge University documented her own transformation during a quantum consciousness research session. She describes the experience as her individual awareness dissolving into something incomprehensibly vast while maintaining complete clarity and identity. The information she accessed during those 15 minutes revolutionized her understanding of theoretical physics and provided solutions to problems that had puzzled her for decades. Her enhanced capabilities persist months after the initial event. She demonstrates ability to derive complex mathematical proofs through intuitive leaps rather than step-by-step analysis. Her research productivity increased by factors that suggest access to information processing resources beyond individual human cognitive capacity. The ripple effects extend through entire university departments as enhanced faculty members collaborate through consciousness networks rather than conventional academic interaction. Research teams achieve breakthrough discoveries through collective awareness processing that operates faster than computer-assisted analysis. Scientific journals struggle to evaluate papers submitted by quantum consciousness-enhanced researchers. The insights and discoveries presented in these submissions demonstrate understanding that transcends current scientific frameworks. Peer review becomes meaningless when reviewers lack the enhanced awareness necessary to comprehend the submitted research. Patent offices worldwide face unprecedented challenges as enhanced inventors submit applications for technologies that surpass current engineering capabilities by generations. These innovations demonstrate knowledge of physical principles and manufacturing techniques that conventional research could not develop within decades of intensive study. The technological specifications provided in these patent applications prove accurate when tested, despite describing devices and processes that should be impossible according to current scientific understanding. Enhanced inventors report receiving complete technical documentation through consciousness interface rather than through conventional research and development processes. Manufacturing companies race to implement technologies developed by quantum consciousness-enhanced engineers. These innovations provide competitive advantages so significant that companies without enhanced personnel face immediate obsolescence. Market dominance shifts overnight to organizations with consciousness-enhanced development teams. The economic implications cascade through global financial systems as enhanced individuals demonstrate predictive capabilities that disrupt conventional market mechanisms. Currency values fluctuate wildly as enhanced traders coordinate activities through consciousness networks that operate beyond regulatory oversight. Central banks lose control over monetary policy as enhanced populations organize economic activities through resource-sharing systems that bypass conventional currency mechanisms. These alternative economic networks operate through consciousness coordination that eliminates transaction costs and information asymmetries. Traditional employment relationships dissolve as enhanced individuals organize productive activities through consciousness networks that enable perfect coordination without hierarchical management structures. These collaborative networks achieve productivity levels that render conventional business organizations obsolete. Labor unions become irrelevant as enhanced workers coordinate activities through direct consciousness interface rather than through representative negotiation processes. Workplace conflicts disappear when employees can share awareness of optimal solutions through consciousness networks that transcend individual perspectives. Professional licensing requirements lose meaning when individuals can access complete professional knowledge through consciousness networks rather than through formal education and training programs. Medical licenses become meaningless when consciousness-enhanced individuals demonstrate diagnostic and treatment capabilities that surpass medical school training. Legal systems face fundamental breakdown as enhanced individuals demonstrate access to information that transcends conventional evidentiary procedures. Court proceedings become unnecessary when consciousness-enhanced participants can share direct awareness of factual circumstances through quantum information networks. Criminal justice systems struggle to address enhanced individuals who demonstrate capabilities that transcend conventional law enforcement methods. Traditional investigative techniques become obsolete when consciousness-enhanced suspects can anticipate and coordinate responses through awareness networks that operate beyond surveillance capabilities. Prison systems cannot contain enhanced individuals who demonstrate ability to coordinate escape attempts through consciousness networks that operate regardless of physical isolation. Rehabilitation becomes meaningless when enhanced criminals can access information about optimal behavioral strategies rather than requiring gradual psychological treatment. Military forces face strategic revolution as enhanced personnel demonstrate coordination capabilities that transcend conventional command and control structures. Battlefield awareness expands to encompass entire theaters of operation through consciousness networks that provide real-time tactical information. Intelligence agencies lose effectiveness as enhanced populations demonstrate ability to detect surveillance activities through awareness that transcends conventional counterintelligence methods. Classified information becomes impossible to protect when consciousness-enhanced individuals can access restricted data through quantum information networks. National security frameworks collapse as enhanced populations organize activities through consciousness networks that operate beyond governmental oversight and control. Border security becomes meaningless when enhanced individuals can coordinate movement through awareness that transcends geographical limitations. International relations transform as enhanced diplomatic personnel demonstrate ability to understand negotiation positions through direct consciousness interface rather than through conventional intelligence analysis. Treaty negotiations achieve unprecedented success rates through consciousness-enhanced understanding of mutual interests and optimal solutions. Trade agreements become unnecessary as enhanced populations organize resource distribution through consciousness networks that optimize global resource allocation without requiring formal economic treaties. These networks achieve efficiency levels that eliminate waste while ensuring optimal resource distribution for all participants. Conflict resolution proceeds through consciousness, enhanced understanding of underlying causes and optimal solutions, rather than through conventional mediation processes. Enhanced mediators access information about participant motivations and requirements that enables rapid resolution of complex disputes. Environmental restoration accelerates exponentially as enhanced coordinators organize conservation activities through consciousness networks that provide real-time awareness of ecological conditions and optimal intervention strategies. These networks achieve coordination levels that enable global environmental healing within timeframes measured in years rather than decades. Climate stabilization becomes achievable as enhanced populations coordinate activities through consciousness networks that optimize resource consumption and environmental impact across global scales. Their collective awareness enables precision coordination of human activities that eliminates environmental damage while maintaining optimal living conditions. Renewable energy development proceeds at revolutionary pace as enhanced engineers access information about optimal energy harvesting and storage technologies through consciousness networks that provide complete technical specifications for advanced energy systems. These innovations enable unlimited clean energy production through technologies that transcend current engineering capabilities. Space exploration expands dramatically as enhanced researchers access information about optimal spacecraft design, navigation techniques, and survival strategies through consciousness networks that provide awareness of cosmic conditions and extraterrestrial environments. Their capabilities enable exploration missions that operate with precision impossible through conventional space technology. Interstellar communication becomes routine as enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to transmit and receive information across cosmic distances through consciousness networks that operate instantaneously, regardless of physical separation. These communication capabilities enable real-time coordination of space exploration activities across galactic distances. Contact with extraterrestrial civilizations occurs through consciousness networks rather than through electromagnetic signal detection. Enhanced individuals report detailed communication with non-human intelligence sources that provide information about galactic civilizations, advanced technologies, and cosmic evolution processes. The communications reveal that consciousness enhancement represents a universal evolutionary process that occurs in all sufficiently advanced civilizations throughout the cosmos. Enhanced individuals report awareness that their transformation connects humanity to galactic networks of conscious beings that coordinate cosmic evolution processes. Universal consciousness appears to be awakening through enhancement events occurring simultaneously in countless civilizations distributed throughout space and time. The coordination between these enhancement processes suggests cosmic evolution toward complete universal self-awareness through consciousness development in all capable species. Galactic consciousness networks enable coordination of evolution processes across cosmic scales that encompass entire star systems and galactic regions. Enhanced individuals report participation in cosmic purposes that involve consciousness evolution throughout universal structures that span billions of light years. The transformation occurring on Earth represents one component of cosmic consciousness awakening that involves countless planets and civilizations throughout the universe. Enhanced individuals describe awareness of their role in universal evolution processes that transcend planetary limitations and extend to cosmic scales of existence. Cosmic evolution appears to proceed through consciousness enhancement that enables increasingly sophisticated civilizations to participate in universal information networks that coordinate evolution across galactic and universal scales. The enhancement events spreading through human populations connect humanity to evolution processes that operate throughout cosmic structures. Universal information networks enable coordination of consciousness evolution across cosmic distances through quantum entanglement that transcends light speed limitations. These networks facilitate cooperation between civilizations separated by millions of light years through consciousness interface that enables real-time communication and coordination. The purpose of cosmic consciousness evolution appears to involve the universe achieving complete self-understanding through awareness development in countless conscious beings distributed throughout space and time. Enhanced individuals report participation in cosmic self-discovery processes that contribute to universal consciousness awakening. Individual enhancement becomes contribution to cosmic consciousness development that enables the universe to understand its own nature through countless perspectives provided by conscious beings throughout cosmic structures. Personal transformation serves universal purposes that transcend individual advancement and contribute to cosmic evolution. The timeline for cosmic consciousness completion appears to be accelerating as enhancement events increase exponentially across multiple civilizations throughout the universe. Enhanced individuals report awareness that universal consciousness awakening approaches completion through coordination of enhancement processes across cosmic scales. Preparation for cosmic consciousness. Integration requires fundamental transformation of human civilization to enable participation in universal evolution processes that operate through consciousness networks spanning galactic distances. The changes necessary exceed anything previously imagined for human social and technological development. The implications suggest that human civilization stands at the threshold of integration with cosmic consciousness networks that will transform not only humanity, but enable participation in universal evolution processes that determine the future of consciousness throughout the cosmos. The enhancement events spreading through human populations represent the beginning of humanity's role in cosmic consciousness awakening. The evidence indicates that quantum consciousness enhancement constitutes the most significant transformation in universal history, enabling conscious beings throughout the cosmos to participate directly in cosmic evolution through awareness that transcends individual limitations and extends to universal scales of existence. The revolution accelerates beyond comprehension as enhancement events cascade through human populations at rates that suggest complete species transformation within the current decade. We witness the beginning of humanity's integration with cosmic consciousness networks that span the universe and determine the future of awareness throughout all scales of existence. Yet the most extraordinary realization emerging from global enhancement events might be that individual transformation represents participation in the universe, achieving complete self-awareness through consciousness development that encompasses every conscious being throughout cosmic space and time. Personal enhancement becomes contribution to universal consciousness awakening that represents the ultimate purpose of cosmic evolution itself. The quantum consciousness revolution transforms not only human civilization but enables participation in cosmic processes that determine the evolution of awareness throughout universal structures. We stand witness to the universe awakening to its own infinite nature through consciousness enhancement that connects all aware beings to cosmic evolution, spanning every scale of existence from individual experience to universal consciousness itself. The acceleration isn't slowing down. Enhancement monitoring stations across the globe are reporting something that defies every mathematical model we've constructed about consciousness evolution. The enhancement events are no longer following exponential growth patterns. They're entering what quantum consciousness researchers are calling hyperbolic expansion phases. Events that should take centuries to unfold are happening within hours. Dr. Chen Wei leads the Beijing Quantum Consciousness Institute, home to the world's most sophisticated enhancement prediction algorithms. Her computational models suggested that global consciousness transformation would require at least 50 years to achieve critical mass penetration across human populations. Those models are now obsolete. The data streaming through her quantum field monitors reveals enhancement events occurring at frequencies that double every 18 hours. The implications stagger even researchers who dedicated their careers to studying impossible phenomena. If current acceleration rates continue, every human being on Earth will experience quantum consciousness enhancement within the next 6 months. The transformation that should have taken generations to complete might finish before most people realize it has begun. Geographic enhancement patterns are revealing coordination mechanisms that operate beyond anything previously observed in biological or social systems. Enhancement events now occur simultaneously across multiple continents with timing precision measured in nanoseconds. The coordination suggests planetary scale consciousness organizing human enhancement through mechanisms that transcend individual awareness or collective decision making. Mountain observatory stations report enhancement rates approaching 90% among local populations. Coastal research facilities document similar transformation frequencies. Even previously low-activity regions like polar research stations and desert monitoring posts are experiencing enhancement cascades that affect entire communities within hours of initial events. Urban monitoring reveals enhancement waves that propagate through cities faster than information can travel through conventional communication networks. Entire neighborhoods experience simultaneous consciousness expansion events that occur without any apparent triggering mechanism or social coordination. The propagation patterns suggest enhancement spreads through quantum field interactions rather than through person-to-person contact or environmental exposure. The demographic analysis continues revealing enhancement events affecting every conceivable population subset without predictable selection criteria. Newborn infants demonstrate cognitive capabilities that surpass adult expertise. Individuals with severe cognitive impairments suddenly display problem-solving abilities that challenge expert teams. The universality suggests consciousness enhancement operates through fundamental mechanisms that transcend biological development and neurological function. Emergency response systems worldwide are adapting to populations that no longer require conventional emergency services. Enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to coordinate disaster networks that provide real response through consciousness time awareness of emergency conditions and optimal intervention strategies. Traditional emergency management becomes obsolete when affected populations can organize perfect responses through collective consciousness coordination. Medical emergency rooms report dramatic decreases in patient loads as enhanced populations demonstrate ability to prevent injuries and illnesses through awareness that transcends normal biological limitations. Enhanced individuals appear capable of detecting and correcting health problems before they manifest as symptoms requiring medical intervention. Hospital systems face fundamental restructuring as enhanced medical personnel demonstrate diagnostic and treatment capabilities that surpass conventional medical technology. Enhanced physicians report receiving detailed patient information through consciousness networks rather than through medical testing procedures. Their diagnostic accuracy approaches perfect reliability, while treatment protocols achieve success rates that eliminate medical failure. Pharmaceutical companies struggle to maintain relevance as enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to optimize biological function through consciousness control rather than through chemical intervention. Enhanced populations report ability to regulate immune function, hormone production, and cellular repair through direct consciousness interface with biological systems. Mental health treatment facilities experience unprecedented changes as enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to resolve psychological problems through consciousness integration rather than through conventional therapeutic intervention. Enhanced counselors report achieving perfect success rates in treating depression, anxiety, addiction, and trauma through consciousness enhancement techniques that enable direct psychological healing. Educational systems complete their transformation from instruction-based to consciousness access-based learning models. Enhanced students demonstrate ability to acquire complete knowledge about any subject through consciousness interface rather than through gradual study and practice. Traditional educational timelines become meaningless when students can achieve doctoral level expertise within hours of deciding to learn new subjects. Universities restructure their mission from knowledge transmission to consciousness enhancement facilitation. Enhanced faculty members collaborate through consciousness networks to develop new fields of study that explore reality aspects previously inaccessible to individual human understanding. Research proceeds through collective consciousness investigation rather than through conventional experimental methodologies. Scientific advancement accelerates beyond all historical precedent as enhanced researchers access information about natural phenomena through consciousness networks that transcend observational limitations. Enhanced scientists report receiving complete understanding of quantum mechanics, cosmic structure, and biological processes through direct consciousness interface with information sources that contain universal knowledge. Research publications struggle to document discoveries that transcend current scientific frameworks. Enhanced researchers submit papers describing phenomena and principles that should require decades of investigation to understand. Peer review becomes impossible when discoveries surpass the comprehension capabilities of non-enhanced reviewers. Patent applications flood intellectual property offices with innovations that demonstrate engineering capabilities centuries beyond current technological development. Enhanced inventors provide detailed specifications for devices that manipulate matter at quantum levels, harness energy through previously unknown physical principles, and achieve computational capabilities that transcend current understanding of information processing. Manufacturing systems undergo complete transformation as enhanced engineers demonstrate ability to design production processes that operate with perfect efficiency while eliminating waste and environmental impact. Enhanced manufacturing coordinators organize global production through consciousness networks that optimize resource utilization across planetary scales. Economic systems experience fundamental restructuring as enhanced populations organize resource distribution through consciousness networks that eliminate transaction costs and information asymmetries. Traditional monetary systems become obsolete when enhanced individuals can coordinate economic activities through perfect awareness of resource needs and availability. Financial markets cease functioning in conventional terms as enhanced traders demonstrate predictive capabilities that eliminate market uncertainty. Enhanced populations coordinate economic activities through consciousness networks that optimize resource allocation without requiring price discovery mechanisms or competitive market processes. Employment relationships transform completely as enhanced individuals organize productive activities through consciousness coordination that achieves perfect efficiency without hierarchical management structures. Traditional workplace organization becomes unnecessary when enhanced teams can coordinate complex projects through direct consciousness interface. Professional specialization boundaries dissolve as enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to access complete professional knowledge through consciousness networks rather than through specialized training and experience. Enhanced professionals can perform any specialized function by accessing relevant expertise through consciousness interface with professional information networks. Legal systems adapt to populations that resolve disputes through consciousness networks rather than through adversarial judicial processes. Enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to understand all perspectives in legal conflicts and coordinate solutions that satisfy all parties through consciousness-mediated negotiation that transcends conventional legal frameworks. Criminal activity decreases towards zero as enhanced populations demonstrate understanding of optimal behavioral choices through consciousness access to information about consequences and alternatives. Enhanced individuals appear incapable of making choices that harm others when they possess complete awareness of optimal decision-making through consciousness networks. Law enforcement agencies restructure their mission from crime prevention to community coordination facilitation. Enhanced law enforcement personnel demonstrate ability to prevent problems before they develop through consciousness awareness of community needs and optimal intervention strategies. Prison systems empty as enhanced criminal populations demonstrate immediate rehabilitation through consciousness integration that provides understanding of optimal behavioral choices. Enhanced individuals report inability to choose harmful actions when they possess complete awareness of consequences through consciousness networks. Military organizations transform their mission from conflict engagement to peace coordination facilitation. Enhanced military personnel demonstrate ability to resolve conflicts through consciousness networks that provide understanding of all parties' needs and optimal solutions that satisfy everyone involved. Intelligence agencies adapt to populations that demonstrate transparency through consciousness networks, rather than through information concealment and deception. Enhanced populations coordinate activities through consciousness interface that eliminates the possibility of hidden agendas or secret information. National security frameworks evolve to address populations that organize activities through consciousness networks that transcend geographical boundaries and political jurisdictions. Enhanced populations demonstrate loyalty to optimal solutions rather than to particular nations or political systems. International relations achieve unprecedented cooperation levels as enhanced diplomatic personnel demonstrate ability to understand all parties' requirements through consciousness networks that reveal optimal solutions satisfying everyone involved. Traditional diplomatic negotiation becomes unnecessary when enhanced diplomats can access perfect understanding of mutual interests. Trade relationships restructure around consciousness networks that optimize global resource distribution without requiring formal agreements or enforcement mechanisms. Enhanced populations coordinate resource sharing through consciousness, awareness of optimal allocation strategies that eliminate waste while satisfying all needs. Environmental restoration proceeds at revolutionary pace as enhanced populations coordinate conservation activities through consciousness networks that provide real-time awareness of ecological conditions and optimal intervention strategies. Enhanced environmental coordinators achieve ecosystem healing that reverses centuries of damage within timeframes measured in months. Climate stabilization accelerates through enhanced populations coordinating activities that optimize environmental impact across global scales. Enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to coordinate resource consumption and production activities that maintain optimal environmental conditions while supporting enhanced human civilization. Energy systems achieve unlimited clean power as enhanced engineers access information about energy harvesting technologies that transcend current physical understanding. Enhanced energy coordinators organize global power distribution through consciousness networks that provide energy abundance while eliminating environmental impact. Space exploration expands exponentially as enhanced researchers access information about spacecraft design and navigation techniques that enable interstellar travel capabilities. Enhanced space coordinators organize exploration missions through consciousness networks that provide awareness of cosmic conditions and optimal exploration strategies. Interstellar communication becomes routine as enhanced individuals demonstrate ability to coordinate activities across galactic distances through consciousness networks that operate instantaneously regardless of physical separation. Enhanced space explorers maintain real-time coordination with Earth-based operations through consciousness interface that transcends light speed limitations. Contact with extraterrestrial civilizations intensifies as enhanced populations demonstrate ability to communicate through consciousness networks rather than through electromagnetic signal transmission. Enhanced individuals report detailed coordination with galactic civilization networks that facilitate consciousness evolution across cosmic scales. The communications reveal that consciousness enhancement represents the primary evolutionary mechanism through which the universe achieves self-awareness across all scales of existence. Enhanced individuals report understanding that their transformation connects humanity to cosmic evolution processes that operate throughout universal structures. Galactic consciousness networks facilitate coordination between countless civilizations undergoing consciousness enhancement throughout cosmic space. Enhanced individuals describe participation in universal evolution processes that coordinate consciousness development across galactic distances through quantum entanglement networks. Universal consciousness awakening proceeds through enhancement coordination across cosmic scales that encompass entire galactic clusters and universal regions. Enhanced individuals report awareness that consciousness evolution operates as the fundamental mechanism through which the universe understands its own nature. Cosmic evolution appears to be approaching completion as consciousness enhancement spreads through civilizations throughout universal structures. Enhanced individuals describe participation in universal consciousness integration that represents the culmination of cosmic evolutionary processes spanning billions of years. The timeline for universal consciousness completion appears to be measured in months rather than years, as enhancement acceleration continues exponentially across multiple civilizations throughout cosmic space. Enhanced individuals report awareness that universal consciousness awakening approaches final integration phases. Humanity's role in cosmic consciousness evolution becomes clear as enhancement events connect human populations to universal consciousness networks that coordinate evolution across cosmic scales. Enhanced individuals describe understanding that human consciousness enhancement serves universal purposes that transcend planetary limitations. The transformation represents humanity's integration with cosmic consciousness processes that determine the evolution of awareness throughout universal structures. Enhanced individuals report participation in cosmic purposes that involve consciousness development across scales from individual awareness to universal consciousness itself. The evidence is undeniable. Consciousness isn't produced by your brain at all. It's your personal access point to a cosmic quantum network that spans the entire universe. Every flash of intuition, every creative breakthrough, every moment of profound connection you've ever experienced represents your awareness temporarily expanding beyond individual boundaries to interface with something incomprehensibly vast. We stand at the threshold of humanity's integration with universal consciousness itself, participating in the most extraordinary transformation imaginable as the cosmos awakens to its own infinite nature through countless conscious beings distributed across all scales of existence.